We have a wonderful podcast, a journey into the minds of strange people doing strange things. I'm James, you're you. On each episode of this podcast, we're putting our finger on the pulse of society, the psyche of society, trying to understand people, their behavior, what motivates them to do what they do. And today, we're trying to understand what makes Russell Crowe do what he does. Because I don't know if any of you have fallen victim to this recently. I have. In 2023, Russell Crowe puts out a horror movie called The Pope's Exorcist. Now, in that, it's in 1987, Gabriel Amorth, the Vatican's leading exorcist, investigates the demonic possession of an American boy in Spain and discovers a secret that the Vatican has tried to keep buried for centuries, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's not like the worst movie. You know, it's a 6.1 up here. That's sort of in the territory of, you know, a movie that's watchable if you've got an hour and 43 minutes to burn. This one, now, again, I want to make this very abundantly clear. The Pope's Exorcist, watchable. The Exorcism, coming out in 2024, a year later, same actor playing an exorcist type dude. Very different films, okay? Now, The Exorcism, also R-rated, comes out 2024, a year later. A troubled actor begins to exhibit a disruptive behavior while shooting a horror film. His estranged daughter wonders if he's slipping back into his past addictions or if there's something more sinister at play. Now, you'll notice the very significant difference. This is a 4.1 on IMDb. That's because, for me personally, this was unwatchable. Okay, this was a homework movie. It was very difficult to get through, which I was surprised, but it had, dude, we got Russell Crowe, we got Sam Worthington, we got the dude from Frasier, he's in it. And his name obviously is David Hyde Pierce. You know, you're thinking, oh, 2023, The Pope's Exorcist comes out, not bad. 2024, The Exorcism, same actor, still playing a Catholic guy doing exorcisms, same movie. No. See, and this is the problem where, okay, because when I watch a movie, or better yet, when I watch a trailer, I watch up until a certain point, and if I go, yeah, I know I want to watch this movie, I stop watching the trailer, because trailers have way too many spoilers in it. I watched Trap the other day, and it was difficult to try and hey, you know, we got into it fairly quickly, but it was difficult watching them set it up like I didn't know that he's the bad guy. If you've seen an ad, you know he's the bad guy. Anyway, and then you have to sit through this whole oh, what's happening? Like you don't know, but you do know because you saw the trailer. Anyway, so I don't like to watch all the trailers. So and this is, hey, I'm willing to take some fault here. I may have assumed that these two movies were related. I figured Russell Crowe loved playing an exorcist guy so much. You know, the role's so nice. He played it twice. He wanted to come back in 2024. I thought it was a sequel. So if you're watching this, and that might have poisoned the well for me, okay? Because when you're watching this, thinking this is a sequel, you get very confused until about 35 minutes in when you Google, is this related? And you find out it isn't. But then even from that point on, it wasn't for me. I didn't think it was particularly great. I just wanted to put this PSA out there to anyone who was maybe about to fall into the Pope's Exorcism, the Pope's Exorcist / the Exorcism trap that I fell into. Not the same film. They're unrelated entirely. So just be aware of that. I really wish Russell would have put a nice little, little banner, little caveat, something in there, maybe a little asterisk like, hey, don't fall into the Pope's Exorcism, the Pope's Exorcist trap. See, I'm already getting the titles confused because they're so similar. Anyway, I just had to put that PSA out there to fellow fans of, I guess, possession movies and religion stuff. Anyway, quick question. In these movies where, you know, it's good versus bad, so it's like God versus the devil or demons versus, you know, a couple of priests or whatever. Um, why is the devil so much stronger? You know, because these people, they're like, they're people of God, you know, they're ordained, they're all like, cast out ye devils, you know, with their crosses and their books and stuff, and all of their hymns and things that they've got, all the arrows in their quivers to deal with demons and evil. Why is the devil so much more powerful? Like, is so much more powerful. And why are they all kind of clumsy, you know? Futsy clumsy. If you've seen, go watch the original Omen. When it starts to get all stormy and the religious guy, the priest guy is starting to get all spooked and he's like, and he's like, you know, running through the forest and there's like, you know, lightning and thunder and stuff. And then he gets to the church and he's like, the doors are locked. Then you hear a crash of lightning and a lightning hits like spoilers. It's been out for a while. It's I don't know, like some sharp thing on the roof and it falls off. It takes like 5 or 6 seconds to snap, start falling. And he's like, as it's slowly coming towards him, pierces him dead. I just think like you should be stronger than this stuff. You know, every priest, they got the power of God on their side and they get their asses handed to them by all these goddamn demons and stuff. And it's like, oh, it's not even the devil. It's like, you know, it's some demon called Bahamut, you know, that's 60,000 years old or whatever. Anyway, I digress. The socials, the DMs, the email, all that stuff. Let me know, you know, why is the devil so much goddamn stronger in these movies? Even when the good guys win, a lot of the time, it's like, but did they? Is there something still lingering in there? Do they still have the devil's touch poisoning the mind? You know, that kind of stuff. Let me know. Hey, let's jump into the podcast, shall we? Let's do the regular thing that we do. I think it's time. And I thought you might want to, you know, we're keeping it supernatural. Let's make it super natural. Back to the real world, like natural. Perfect, seamless transition. The dye that they're putting in, like on Doritos and stuff, that makes them nuclear orange, that makes mice transparent. Because it turns out that, that's pretty graphic to show, right? I feel like I'll show that briefly and then I'll blur it. Or maybe the other way around. I should come in blurred, and now it's unblurred, and it's blurred again. You saw it, didn't you? Nothing's, you know, this is, first of all, YouTube, this is science, so don't ding this video, all right? Second of all, I will now describe in vivid detail for the audio listener so they know how horrific this looks. And then we'll get banned off of Apple Podcasts and that. No, but it's like, it looks gruesome. It's just that they've gone transparent and you can see their innards. Okay? I will still blur it. Thank you. It's confronting to look at. I'm going to try and read around that confronting imagery. But sci-fi, fantasy stuff, X-ray, we think it's all, you know, some type of future tech. Or could it be here right now in our goddamn Doritos? I don't have Doritos in the house, so that was a missed opportunity. The food dye that helps give certain sodas and snacks their hallmark orange hue renders mouse skin almost completely see-through in a reversible, potentially non-toxic research method that could transform medical and scientific imaging. Eat your heart out, Harry Potter. Rub me down with some orange goo, fully nude. Where am I? Well, they kind of go translucent, so you can still see them a little. You would see it. You'd see it. Now that I'm thinking about it, you'd see all of it. It'd just be slightly. You might even be able to see it better. I'm talking about the dick, obviously. You might be able to see it better because it's translucent and you'll be able to see the inner workings. You know. Let's stick with the invisibility cloak for now, though, until we learn more. Because of a counterintuitive fundamental physics principle Tetrazine, also known as yellow 5, can temporarily turn biological tissue transparent to the naked eye, as described in a study published in September 5th in the Journal of Science. So far, the scientists behind the discovery have used the method to see organs in a mouse's intact abdomen, get glimpses of the pulsing vessels surrounding the rodent's skull, and to get an exceptionally clear view of muscle tissue through a microscope. With further safety and efficacy research, the method may spur new scientific findings, boost microscopy advances, and improve medical diagnostic strategies and treatments. The method is simple. Of course. Guys, turning a body translucent, super simple stuff. In short, massaging tetrazine solution into hairless mouse skin over the course of a few minutes or using microneedling achieves complete optical transparency in the red region of the visible spectrum. Wash the dye away and the skin returns to its natural opaque state. What? Did we just watch it in real time become transparent? What? But tetrazine dye, through its powerful absorption of blue wavelengths of light, changes the refractive index of water to be much closer to that of fat. This happens through a basic physical principle called the Kramer's-Kronig relations, which dictates that waves, like those of light, which is both a particle and a wave, are the result of predictable signals. As a result, a photon can pass through skin almost as if the tissue were homogeneous. It takes a shorter path, avoiding all the bouncing and angle changes that increases the likelihood of light absorption, ultimately illuminating the inside of a mouse. If yellow 5 dye does prove safe in topical applications for humans, it might eventually be used for purposes as varied as early skin cancer detection, easing the process of routine blood draws for those with hard to spot veins, speeding up laser tattoo removal, or supercharging photothermal cancer treatments. Yet even if the snack dye technique remains relegated to lab mice, it offers a better window into one of the most commonly used model organisms than we've ever had before. In the short term, it's a research tool, says Rowland, who envisions great strides coming from the findings soon. Optical imaging of a complete mouse brain, for instance. If that's not a paper within a year, I'll eat my hat. He does say here, Hong Tu notes that more safety research is needed. Quote, "We strongly discourage attempting this on human skin, as the toxicology of dye molecules in humans, particularly when applied topically, has not been fully evaluated." Now, you can say that. We can say things like that. But I think Hong's putting it out there a little bit for, hey, we strongly discourage anyone, but you happen to get a little too much Dorito dust on your skin, you know, mix it in, see what it does. Did it turn you invisible? Did it not? Let us know. We discourage it. So what's science doing? You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of this stuff is too important and too just like batshit crazy for it to not get coverage. How do I not know that the same type of dye used to color my sodies, color my chippies, can also turn mice invisible? Please don't let those mice get out of the lab. Okay, dude. We need to know what science is up to, and we need to rein science in, okay? If invisible mice get out of the lab, sorry, I just had visions of an apocalyptic ending that we didn't even see coming. We're so focused on AI, we didn't even notice that one of the invisible... Oh, cage 14 is empty. I thought the invisible rat was just in there, but invisible. No, he's out. And he's bred with the New York City's populace of rats. Yes, it was the worst place to house that experiment. We shouldn't have done that. The rat-pocalypse. Science is cool, but guys, science is dangerous, okay? We need to remember that. Do you know what else is pretty dangerous? consistently coming back to the same person's house to take a shit on their goddamn porch. What is happening in Louisville? Okay? Now, the video viewers of the podcast, yes, you just got a jump scare. Yes, there is a video of a man shitting on someone's porch several times. You know, but that's the thing about this podcast. We jump around, you know. The porch pooper who has returned to Old Louisville, with the homeowner told WDRB the alleged suspect returned to his home around 1:30 a.m. Sunday and once again pooped on the porch. This is targeted. This is specific. You've done something to them, I think, and you're not giving us the full story. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. He then returned around 3:30 a.m. the next day, but was scared away by a sonic alarm set up as a deterrent at the house. Okay, see what I mean? This is a serial returning. This is part of a long-term shitting strategy, I feel like. The homeowner said he ordered no trespassing warning tape to span the railings of the porch at night. Yeah, this guy right here who keeps coming back in the middle of the night to pitch loaves on your porch. You're right. The deterrent's going to be some tape that says, hey, no trespassing. Do you think he's going to come up and go, oh, my bad. My bad, guys. I didn't know I couldn't shit on your porch. But now that I see the no trespassing warning tape, I've been officially warned. Me and my poo will be leaving. I'm going to go shit next door where there's no warning tape. You've done something. You've made an enemy. You've made an enemy. He told WDRB he hopes this will be the end of it. But that Louisville police are taking the situation seriously and increased drive-by patrols on the street. Imagine your taxpayer money going to that. Patrolling one neighborhood home looking for their porch pooper. Last week, the homeowner said the first violation on his porch was August 26th. Violation. That's good. I like that. My porch has been violated. I won't be into work today. Have to emotionally recover. I've got warning tape to order from Amazon. I've got to make sure that gets delivered safely and that the Amazon driver doesn't step in the shit that's been pitched on my porch. It's a full on. I might take the whole week. The man appeared to look around, do his business, walk away, and then come back and do it again. And the second time, he rang the doorbell. Anyone with information is asked to call the department's anonymous crime tip line. Oh, a little showboater shitter, huh? He wants to be caught. Oh, ring-a-ding-ding. I've done another shit on your porch. Catch me. Catch me, don't catch me. I'm inventing a new game. Ever heard of Ding Dong Ditch? Is Ding Dong shit. Okay? Thank you. That was low-hanging fruit, guys. I apologize for that one. You know. But brazen. You're pitching at 1:30 a.m., come back at 3:30 a.m., ringing the doorbell the second time. Who are you, mysterious man? You know, why are you doing this? The homeowner falling to his knees. Ah! Why are you doing this to me? It's the scene. It's the scene from I Know What You Did Last Summer. After she finds the spoilers, again, it's been out for a while, guys. I'm so sorry. She finds the body in the trunk. She runs inside, you know, with all the like crabs and stuff. She runs inside, get her friends. They come back out. Trunk completely empty. And then she turns to the street. What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for? You know, that scene. That's his homeowner. You know, someone is out to get him. He's done something somewhere. He's made a very serious enemy. And it seems as though he's living with the consequences. Now, what could he have done? That's right. You feel a smooth transition coming along. Oh, so my apologies. Still got the porch shitting video there. We want to know, maybe this guy cheated. Extramarital affair. Who knows? You know, we don't know. We don't know for certain. But I'll tell you who might know. Michael Castleman, and he knows all about sex. Says it right there under his title. Michael Castleman, MA, all about sex. Do people regret extramarital affairs? Actually, many don't. Most cheaters love their mates, but say their relationship sex is unsatisfying. So, just justifying it to themselves. Hey, I love you, but I cheated on you because it's your fault. That sounds healthy. That sounds very healthy. The conventional wisdom holds that extramarital affairs are as toxic as cobra venom. Oddly specific. Oddly specific. When affairs become known, the lives of betrayed partners turn upside down. Marriages often collapse. If relationships survive, their foundations are shaken like earthquakes. This feel a little bit AI written to you? Let me know. Mutual trust is destroyed, often for years. Intimacy collapses, and cheating spouses almost invariably express deep sorrow and remorse. However, much of the research on affairs is inherently biased. It often involves surveys of people coming out of affairs who are in therapy in hopes of saving their relationships. Okay, interesting. Little bit of bias in how we're collecting our data here. Oh, how do you collect the data on whether people regret their extramarital affairs or not? Oh, we get people to fill out surveys right before they go into couples therapy. Oh, okay. So they're probably on a different path back. That might skew the data a little bit. In post-affair therapy, almost invariably, the cheaters express deep regret. They may actually feel the remorse they invoke, but even if not, to mollify the spouses they've wronged, they beat their breasts, act sorry, and swear never again. But what people say in therapy may not reflect how they actually feel. Michael, can we let's come out of the learning really quick for a second. As toxic as cobra venom, foundations of their relationship shaken like earthquakes, beating their breasts. Are these all common sayings? Because I feel uncomfortable. Recently, Johns Hopkins researchers endeavored to remedy that by surveying users of the website Ashley Maddison, whose motto is, "Life is short. Have an affair." The experiences of Ashley Maddison users provide unique insights into infidelity and show the conventional wisdom is incomplete. Many cheaters say that they have legitimate reasons for stepping out and no regrets about doing so. Damn. You want the info? Go straight to where the cheating is happening. The bedrock of cheating on the internet. Ashley Maddison. Didn't they also, they were getting done for like they had bots as well, engaging with people and making it think they were an actual person and stuff. I'm not sure. I think there's been like documentaries about them. So the study, here we go. The researchers arranged with Ashley Maddison's staff to ask members to complete an online survey dealing with their feelings about infidelity. Well, I guess that's their whole brand. You know, they're not going to dance around it. Their tagline is literally like, fuck it, cheat, you know? So I guess these are emails you'd be sending and be like, hey, you know, seeing as you are cheating, how do you feel about that? A total of 1,678 people completed the survey. 1,464 men and 190 women. 24 gender unspecified, average age 53. Many more men than women are members of Ashley Maddison. I was going to say, I was like, that's just indicative of the fact that Ashley Maddison is brimming with dudes who are like, oh, please, let me cheat. And then there's like 190 women. There's 1,400 men ready to cheat. There's 190 women. 24 gender unspecified people, you know? Okay. All right. Learning a lot already. Only 10% said that they were in mutually consensual open relationships. So 90% were in fact cheating or hoping to. What do you think the percentage of that is? The percentage of Ashley Maddison users who are there hoping to cheat versus the number of people that actually do get to cheat. And I don't mean like emotional cheating, because again, there was that thing about like the bots, so they might think that they're talking to someone, but it's not a real person. I mean like fully went through physical cheating. What's the percentage of the user base? I'd love to know. Pause. And we're back. So some brief research. Couldn't find exact numbers. I did find a number that said that 95% of the active accounts were men though. So cheating or hoping to cheat. I think hoping to is doing a lot of the heavy lifting there. Most respondents described themselves as very much in love with their partners, but they felt driven crazy by too little sex and or sexual satisfaction in their relationships. Half, 49%, said they were not currently sexually active with their partners. Not currently. So that would mean they haven't had sex with their partner in a while, I would imagine. One quarter, 23%, had sought professional counseling to improve their relationships and restore lovemaking within their relationships. 80% said their affairs were sexually satisfying. 75% said their affairs were emotionally satisfying, and only 20% expressed any regret or remorse for having affairs. Damn. Only 20%. That's still 1 in 5. But I don't know why I feel like that number would have been bigger. Because do you ever do something, okay, this is an unrelated example, but for me, I thought I always wanted to live in like a 2-story house. I want a big house, you know, more rooms and things like that. And then we got that. And my partner and I, we rented a place that was 2-story and it was a lot bigger. And it was the worst experience ever. I fucking hated it. So I guess that's a way of basically I'm just trying to say sometimes you think you want something and then you get it and the reality of that thing is bad or doesn't live up to the expectation you had, or in this case just wasn't at all what you thought it would be like. You know, you thought you wanted something, you went and got it, you went, oh, I fucking don't want this at all, this sucks. Thankfully that's just a rental and then you can move after 12 months. But again, I'm just saying that I thought that people who would, they'd be like, oh, you know, fuck this, you know, my relationship, blah, blah, blah. They go out, they cheat. And then afterwards, 80% of them, 8 out of 10 are like, you know what? That was great. And then only 1 in 5 are like, I actually regret doing that. I thought that number would be way bigger. Anyway, sometimes it's the sex. Affairs may result from many relationship dissatisfaction, boredom, poor communication, differing values, falling out of love, too much time apart, job and family stress, and substance abuse, among others. But in this study, overall relationship quality did not predict affairs, nor did it predict regret over infidelity. Among Ashley Maddison users, the main driver for stepping out was sexual dissatisfaction. The large majority of the cheaters in this study said their affairs compensated for feelings of not being sexually valued, desired, or satisfied, and that their extramarital liaisons compensated by being both sexually and emotionally satisfying. Okay. I'd imagine that speaks to people's want to feel desired, desirable in some way. You know? You want someone to be into you. You want to be into someone. You want to do it. You get rowdy. I get that. That makes sense. I'm not like, I want to preface this by saying that like I'm vehemently anti-cheating. I don't know why I would even need to like say that or have that stance. Are there people who are like, you know what? I'm pro-cheating. Yeah. Well, I guess every fucking account on Ashley Maddison, I suppose. Meanwhile, the large majority of participants in this survey were men, 85%. This may explain why sexual dissatisfaction ranked as affairs' leading cause. While many women feel more libidinous than their partners, the typical man wants sex more than the typical woman. Hence the adage, men have relationships to have sex, women have sex to have relationships. I've never heard that one before. Even if this study's results are an artifact of the proportionance of men in the sample, the researchers discovered something important about how many men feel about affairs. They are motivated by feelings of chronic partner sex deprivation. I don't know why that sounds so funny. Oh, me? It's not good, if I'm honest. Yeah, the doctor said it could be pretty bad for me, but yeah, it's CPSD, so just chronic partner sex deprivation. Sorry, it's just it could kill me. So chronic partner sex deprivation. Okay. That sounds like a tank that you go into to sort of like come out healed. You know, one of those like one of those sci-fi like healing tanks from that movie about the bugs, Starship Troopers, where Rico's in there and he's getting like repaired or whatever. He's in his sex deprivation tank. This may help explain the paradox at the heart of affairs. In many surveys, respondents overwhelmingly condemn infidelity as morally wrong and relationship threatening, yet, depending on the study, at least one married individual in 5, 20%, and a large proportion of those in dating relationships, 30 to 50%, admit cheating. Actual proportions are undoubtedly greater. Infidelity is stigmatized. Many don't want to admit it. Something drives people to do things they condemn. Emotional stress, time apart, values disagreements, and substance abuse may all contribute to affairs, but chronic sexual complaints can push people, especially men, to step out even when, apart from sex, they feel reasonably happy within their relationships. Get it together, dude! My God. Oh my God. Don't you feel like a lot of these problems could just be solved with a bit of a chat, having a conversation with your partner, you know? Maybe you could begin there. Crazy thought. No, I think the only logical thing for me to do is not really say anything about it. Maybe work myself up into a huff sometimes about it. Get pissed off but not say anything, and then sort of just find a website that maybe caters to my CPSD, chronic partner sex deprivation, and I can fuck through the website. Yeah, that's what I got to do. Yeah, I'm going to subscribe to a website to fuck through that instead of having a chat with my partner. Sometimes, you know, people do stuff and you're just like, how'd you get all the way to there? You didn't even do the first little bit. How'd you go to 9? You didn't go to 1. Oh, let's have a chat. No, CPSD for me then, huh? I don't think so. Pull out my credit card, do some Googling, research, find a reputable website. Ashley Maddison, yes. Ignore all the documentaries, ignore all the bots claims. Yes, put in my thing. And this will be the solution for me. I'm sorry? I'm deeply in love with my partner. Why? Have a conversation with them. Please. Desire differences. Chronic desire differences rank as one of the leading, if not the number one reason why couples consult sex therapists. No studies have explored what proportion of those in sex therapy for desire differences have also considered or experienced affairs because of them. But I'm guessing it's not trivial. Okay. If you'd like to prevent affairs and your relationship is plagued by chronic desire differences, you might begin by reading the chapter in my recent book. It was a sales pitch for a book all along. On resolving desire differences. If that information doesn't provide sufficient help, I urge you to consult a sex therapist. Did we just read one long fucking in-feed advertisement? Guys, I'm so I'm in my organic content that isn't trying to sell me, exploit me, or separate me from money deprivation. Okay? Can we go back to things being joyful, wondrous, exciting, new, fun, educational, maybe? It's all about economics, baby. While we're here, we'll finish it. I'm not going to not finish it. I spent all this time reading it. If you're unfamiliar with sex therapy, I am, unfortunately, rest assured that sex therapists do not have sex with you and do not watch you have sex. Was that a legitimate concern? If I was in the market for a sex therapist, at no point did I think someone who works in an industry like therapy, I don't know how, like, you know, tied it is to regular, like, therapy and things like that. You know, I don't know. Maybe people look at it as like, oh, they're the chiropractic sort of practitioners of the doctor world. You know what I mean? I have no idea. But my immediate thought wasn't that a sex therapist has sex with me or my partner. That didn't cross my mind. And I definitely didn't think that they'd watch us fuck. I thought maybe it would sort of be, you know, about understanding each other, engaging in, you know, a discourse with my partner and a therapist around our sexual desires, differences. Didn't think they'd fuck us. So I don't know who thought that they would. It must have been enough people for him to specifically address it in this, though. So that's crazy. They're psychotherapists with extra training in sexuality. Okay. So psychotherapists, and then they specialize in sexuality. Okay. They rely on face-to-face conversations and may assign erotic homework. Sex therapy typically lasts 4 to 12 months, depending on the issues involved. Costs vary, but expect $200 to $300 an hour, with discounts possibly available for those who can't afford standard rates. For a realistic look at sex therapy in the context of a sweet romantic comedy, see the film Hope Springs with Meryl Streep and Tommy Lee Jones. Okay, so we can get like a visual for, you know, I can put myself there. Oh, this is what the experience is going to be like. I don't have to come in as an anxious wreck thinking my sex therapist is going to fuck me. Crazy that people thought that. Anyway, many mental health professionals who are not sex therapists specialize in repairing relationships torn apart by affairs. Their skills may well help, but if sexual dissatisfaction is the main complaint that tempts you to stray, I suggest consulting a sex therapist. And that's going to do it for this one. You know, we learned so much. We learned about ghosting our skin. We learned about some of the reasons to not sort of get into a sort of like a tit for tat vendetta with someone, particularly someone who might have a lot of free time on their hands and a lot of shit in their bowels. We learned about extramarital affairs, and most importantly, we learned about Russell Crowe's need to exploit and confuse us for money in the horror film franchise, which is just a shame. It's just a shame, really. That it's come to that, you know. I bet there's someone watching this that was like, you thought these two movies were related? What a fucking idiot. But then that person might say, oh, I thought the sex therapist did have sex with you. So we evened each other out, didn't we? I got the first one wrong. You got the second one wrong. We meet in a healthy middle ground. And I think that's what it's all about. And I do appreciate you for coming and hanging out and spending your time with me. Because I know, again, you've got a billion things competing for your time and attention. You came and you kicked it with me, listening to and or watching this. Ah, You're a gem. You're a gem. And if you'd like to, I don't know, maybe you've got like a story or a news finding or a snippet, something happened to you, you know, or you've seen something bizarre on the internet. You've seen a wonderful misconnection. Maybe you could send it my way, oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com, or DM it or comment it at One Weird Podcast. Instagram, TikTok, that's where you find all the things to do with the show. If you want all things to do with me, at My Pixel Persona on Instagram and TikTok. Or you can subscribe to the podcast, get yourself the video version of the show each week, youtube.com/@weirdbutwonderful. Head over there, hit subscribe. Don't worry about the bell notification though. Everyone tells you subscribe and bell. Nah, dude, that's so passe. That's so 2022, that shit, you know? And at this point, it's getting towards the end of the year. We're thinking very 2025. Just hit subscribe. Don't worry about the bell. Fuck the bell. That's right. I said it. Who even uses the bell? You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, notify me when this person puts out a video. Cool your jets, dude. What do you even have notifications turned on for? Text messages? I think that's it, really. No socially ones, no email ones. I want to be notified when ScorpTech sends me a fucking email to let me know about, oh, get a keyboard for $20 off. No, thank you, dude. No, thank you, ScorpTech. Do you do notifications for anyone? I don't. I've never done that. oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com. Let me know. Have you done that before? Chuck a rating and review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. It really helps people like you find the show. It helps grow this thing that we're doing here. Man, sorry. It was just thinking back on the episode that we just done together and thinking just how great of a time it was, you know? You know what? I think I had such a great time. I might do it again next week. And I'll see you there. I said that like, and I'll see you there. Like, that got very, are you afraid of the dark? At the end there. Yeah, yes, I am. Are you in it? I'm terrified. I just meant come back next week for another episode. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm going to go. I've made it weird. I'm so sorry. I'm going to go now. Appreciate you though. See you next week. I'd better see you next week. Okay. Goodbye.